The Lamborghini Urus 2023 is not just a fancy SUV with the logo of a supercar on it. It is actually a supercar with an SUV body. Its twin-turbo 4-liter V8 engine, which makes 657 horsepower, and its amazing performance on famous racetracks are proof of this. For example, the new Performante model just broke the record for the fastest SUV to climb Pikes Peak. This new version shows that Lamborghini is still committed to making sure that the Urus lives up to the brand's reputation for making exotic cars. It is more athletic and lighter, the only thing in the showroom that can pull a trailer and carry more than 2 people. Likely very wealthy people, is this high-riding Lambo. This high-riding Lambo is the only thing that can show off its fancy bodywork when it is outstripping mostly everything left on the road, or when it has a chance to show it off. There isn't another SUV like the 2023 Urus on the market right now, even though it costs $200,000 and is out of reach for most of us normal people. Also, the interior isn't as impressive as it should be for that price. What does 2023 have in store? For the 2023 model year, the Urus gets a performance boost with the release of the new S and Performante models. This gives the car an extra 16 horsepower, bringing the total horsepower to 657. The Performante has a different suspension system than the standard S. Instead of air springs, it had steel springs and is 0.8 inches lower than the standard height. The Performante can also be ordered with special wheels and tires. The front wheels have a diameter of 23 inches and are shod with two 85/40 R22 and 325/200 and 35 R22 Pirelli P0 Trofeo R tires, respectively. The weight of Urus is about 5,200 pounds at approximate. Lamborghini has made a statement that when it comes to Performante, it is a few pounds lighter than the Urus S. This is due in part to the use of carbon fiber body panels and the removal of sound-deadening parts, among other things, which help to cut down on weight. For the 2023 model year, the front and back ends of the Performante will also be changed, and a new fixed spoiler will be added to the top of the liftgate. Also, the Performante will have special seats and a different interior design. We could save about $35,000 if we bought the base model of the Urus S, but then we wouldn't be able to use the car to its fullest potential. Because of this, we are interested in the brand new Performante, which will be available in 2023. There will be a lot of ways to make it lighter, like a lower suspension with stiffer steel springs. Also, we think you should go with the bigger 23-inch wheels with track-ready Pirelli P0 Trofeo R tires. Again, the goal is to do the best job possible. How it works, what kind of engine it has, and how it moves. All versions of the 2023 Urus come with a 4-liter V8 engine that is twin-turbocharged and makes 657 horsepower as standard equipment. When the engine is not running, it makes a deep rumble. When it is running at full speed, however, it screams. Along with all that power, a permanent all-wheel drive and an automatic transmission with 8 gears make it possible for the car to move very quickly. During our tests, the Urus got to 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds after being launched, and it flew over a quarter mile at 121 miles per hour in 11.3 seconds. In the same way, Lamborghini thinks the top speed will be 190 miles per hour. From the driver's seat, the Urus feels sporty because it has quick steering and is stable when going fast around corners. The Urus has air springs at each of its 4 corners. This means that the ride height can be changed depending on which drive mode is chosen. The standard carbon ceramic brakes on the Urus let it stop from 70 miles per hour in just 149 feet. This means that it can stop as well as it goes. For those who want an even faster Urus, the new Performante model is the way to go. It is said to weigh 104 pounds less than the regular model and sit 0.8 inches lower. It has wheels with a diameter of 23 inches and tires that are the ultra-sticky Pirelli P0 Trofeo R. Also, the Performante is the only model that has a suspension with steel springs and a unique center differential that sends an unusually high amount of torque backward. The Ultra Urus also has a new drive mode called Rally, which is made for driving on rough terrain. However, it's highly unlikely that many of the owners will actually take their SUV that costs a whopping six-figure on some off-road course and drive it like crazy. When driven on a racetrack, the performance many changes pay off by making the steering more responsive, the powertrain more responsive, and the ride stiffer. We are happy to tell you this. Economy on fuel and actual miles per gallon. The Urus is the most expensive model that Lamborghini makes, so people who want to buy it probably don't care about how much gas it uses. However, this model does use a lot of gas. The EPA estimates that the 657 horsepower Urus will get 14 mpg in the city and 19 mpg on the highway. Even though we haven't figured out its actual mpg on the highway fuel economy route you can use, 75 miles per hour. Its mileage will probably change depending on how the car is driven. Cargo space, the way the inside looks, and the features. Inside the car, the passenger cabin is striking and looks like a typical Lamborghini. Several parts of the design remind me of jet fighters, like the red flip cover that hides the start button and the shape of the shifter, which looks like a plane's throttle. There are levers to the left of the shifter that control the different drive modes and let you change the way the car works. There is a lot of fake leather and carbon fiber trim, and the information and communication technology system and reconfigurable gauges are straight from an Audi. The back seat has enough room for 2 or 3 people, depending on how the seats are set up. Inside, the cubbies are made more useful by a bin and some door pockets that are hidden at the back of the floating stack. This Urus can carry more than 22 cubic feet of cargo, but if you get the optional rear bucket seats, that number drops to 20 cubic feet. An absolutely amazing performance in grip, handling, and stopping. But this was more than made up for by how fast the Urus went through the twisting mountain roads. When the drive mode is changed to Corsa, the Urus engine gets a little more lively, the transmission shifts a little more quickly, and the suspension gets tighter and more precise. In a way similar to the Jaguar F-Pace SVR, the larger tires on this vehicle are meant to help support its huge curb weight. They also help smooth out any bumps that the more rigid adaptive dampers might make you feel. This is the most comfortable setting, and the exhaust note stays as loud as it can be, even though it's not loud enough. It's crazy how fast it can go, and it's even crazier to drive it in Corsa mode through tight turns. When you look down and see how fast it is going, you can't help but wonder if that number is really as high as it says it is. Could the calculation have been wrong in some way? This beast can tear up the freeway with ease, and it handles the same way in the twisties. It has little to no body roll, good compliance, and an amazing amount of grip, and it shows all of these qualities. There isn't even the smallest bit of drama here, even though you may have turned off the traction and stability control, which you will know would be a fatal mistake. But that doesn't mean much more than you might feel the differentials working a little harder than usual.